We're at McCoy Stadium, Sunday, July 11th. Today's the 11th, right?
Yes, it is.
Alright, good. My first time here, folks. And here's the center field bleachers here. I think that's where we're sitting here. That's a great ballpark here. You know, you're gonna see Josh Beckett pitch. Imagine that, Josh Beckett's pitching today. Unbelievable. Look at this massive scoreboard here. This is unreal. This is totally unreal, folks. Yeah. Got here 11 o'clock this morning, which is about almost an hour ago. Hey, let me try to zoom on this thing here. Let's check this out. Oh, that ain't the zoom. Alright. This is Joe's camera here. Alright, I'll give you a little tour of the park here. That's the left field wall there. That's the baby green monster. The baby green monster there. Anyway, yeah, you got the grandstands over there. And then, I don't know how many people this place holds, man. Anyway, the grass is nice. They keep the grass up down here. Don't see no burn marks. Uh-oh, there's a little burn mark over there. Yeah, right there. That's alright. There's the ball players. I think they're from Syracuse there. We're looking for Josh Beckett. I want to get Josh Beckett. I want to see him. He's pitching today. Imagine that, Josh Beckett. Who's this guy running here? See, that looks like Dave Valdez a little bit there. Don't it, Joe? Dave Valdez. But anyway, yeah, this is the ballpark. Yeah, it's a beautiful ballpark here. So, game starts, I think, about an hour from now here. Alright, signing off for a few.
All the other people that were there with us. And at night, many nights, Frank and I would be in bed. We used to live what we call down below, down by the pond. And all of a sudden we would see lights coming down, the horn tooting. We're going for pizza at Maria's. You want to come? Boy, we would scramble and just put it off. We take off. And for 10 years, it was a wonderful experience. Made lots of friends and lots of good memories.
The campers went to Lorenzo's.
Yeah.
They were going to...
And it was cold.
Eddie used to love to go to that.
And for everyone, I know that Ted, Bernie, Al, and Lester would be overjoyed by what is taking place today. What began years ago as young boys coming to camp to play ball has today become a gathering of young men, if not in age and spirit, I'm sure, recalling the good times and maybe some not so good times, renewing or celebrating longtime friendships which were formed at Ted Williams Camp. The camp experience has long been over, but the friendships endure. It was always with great anticipation and excitement that we greeted each enrollment day, when we would meet so many wonderful young boys and their parents, and it was always a little sad when camp ended at the end of the summer, at the end of August. The sadness, however, did not last very long as we busily prepared for the next summer. Bernie, turned husband, enjoyed going to work every day. It was never a job, but a great place to be, watching young people doing something they loved. Before closing the office and leaving camp for the day, he especially liked walking through the living areas each night as the campers were settling down for the evening. Even during the days when Alzheimer's, my uncle struggled with Alzheimer's for about 10 years, his clouded memory, when it clouded his memory, he would always ask me, are the boys settled in for the night? Bernie, Al, Lester, and Ted dreamed of having the best baseball program and camp in the country. Enrollment the first few years was so small that we had to bring in outside teams to make up enough teams to play ball. Through the years, the enrollment increased. In some sessions, we housed 300 campers and personnel. Many traveled from all over the country as well as all over the world to be part of the program. When the camp closed after 27 years, we all looked back with pride at what had been accomplished. A dream had been fulfilled. I have so many happy, fond memories of those years. You will all come to know, if you don't already, that as you age, memories become more precious with the passing years. So have a great time today recalling old memories and making new ones. And to all of you, thanks for my memories. With warmest regards, Terry Cassidy.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Hey
your time.
guys, I want to say something. I appreciate that, Cal. It was fantastic. And we're going to do an auction, okay? We got some items that we're going to auction off. And that money that we get today, and all the proceeds are collected, they're going to go to the Jimmy Fund. Okay, so we'll do that in a little while. I just want you guys to enjoy the day, enjoy each other, you know, and just relax. And there's plenty to eat over there, I tell you that. So you do that, and thanks again for everybody for coming.
Thank you for doing this.
This is great.
Thank you.
Quite all right. Thank you.
All right, Joe. Good job. All right. I'm putting this on.
Place on, what the heck?
Linda Lodge.
Huh?
Lorenzo?
The place for the lobster. Oh, the place for the lobster down on 44. On the left-hand side. Lobster Park. That was it. He used to love to go there. And by the time he got there, you know, he had at least some of those vodkas that he'd start in the morning, and by the time he would get there, he was almost asleep in the car. But he loved to go there all the time. Yeah, Eddie Wakers, wonderful guy. Can I just say something? This is Ed Niederman, Niederman, and he was Steve Niederman's dad that suddenly passed away. Steve was my age, roughly, and it was about 10 or so years ago. 11 years ago, Steve passed on, and I think Mr. Niederman wants to say a little bit.
Okay, you know who I am now. It's a pleasure being here today. I know that Steve definitely would have been here, but he's not here. So I'm representing him. Now I want to tell you, he was at the camp from 1971 to 1985, 15 years. And he was a camper, he was a counselor, and he was a coach for many years. And he got some awards at the camp too. So when he became a camper 12 years old, my wife and I said, this kid's not going to last there. He doesn't know anybody. So we'll try it out. So we left him there, and my wife and I said, oh no, he's going to give us a call one of these days. He never did. He loved it. And I'll tell you something, he grew up at the camp too. So I have a lot of good memories, and I'm sure he was because of that camp. So I want to thank you all.
Jeff Freeman, he's got a story or two, I'm sure.
No, a few. I have a few stories because I was here for a long time. I was actually here the same years as Steve and Joe. I was here from 1970 to 1986. Over those 17 years, I spent 13 summers at Ted Williams Camp, mainly because they kept
My bag, Joe.
kicking me out, but I kept finding a way back in. And over those years, I have don't tell, but I had a lot of interesting stories that I recall, including a story about being in the dorms and us waking up around 4 o'clock in the morning when they were gassing us with those big, huge trucks that were trying to kill everything that could breathe. Those were some of the more entertaining memories. I'm really disappointed that Coach O'Connell isn't here because a lot of my stories revolve around him. Coach O'Connell was a very strict coach, and for some reason I ran afoul of him from time to time. Some of it revolved around his hat, which he took a particular liking to, or regarding some of the other strange stories that involved me. For instance, Coach Warrington was just asking, how did I get the nickname Birdman? Well, first of all, I can tell you all those stories about me being able to fly are slightly exaggerated. The ones about me falling out of a tree, however, are true. But I actually received that nickname from Coach Warrington himself, which he seems to have forgotten about, which involved some birds that fell out of a tree, and that's a very sad story, so we won't go into it. But I do remember those were the best summers of my life, and a lot of the people here, the fact that I got to share with these people is what made it that way. So thank you all for being a part of my life.
I'm Jack Kenworthy, and I came up from Florida. Brevard Community College, right. Somewhere around 1973 until about 1983, something like that. My first experience, I came up for 2 weeks without my family, and I was assigned roommates of Percy Briggs and Todd Pierce. And what they didn't tell me until I found out a few hours later is that they got up at 3:30 in the morning. And the other thing they didn't tell me is that they were hard of hearing and they were yelling, and so I got up at 3:30 in the morning. So that was my first exposure to Ted Williams Camp. Now there's one other memory that stands out, and I think it has to do with, there were 5 cabins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Age group, 14 to 15, something like that. And of course on the staff, every now and then, once a week, one of us was assigned officer of the day to do the bed check. And so I was working my way through the dorms, and I get to cabin 5, and there's nobody in cabin 5. I get to cabin 4, there's nobody in cabin 4. Cabin 3, cabin 2, the same thing. I open up cabin 1, and that's where everybody is. And some of you may have been perpetrators in this, so maybe you can explain to me. As best I could figure out, a couple of campers had a promotion. And the promotion was one camper was going to eat a frog whole, chew it up, and you had to pay 10 cents to see him do it. Does anybody remember this? Maybe I dreamed it. He did that. And then I think everybody had to divvy up another 10 cents so that the same guy would then eat a bar of soap. This really happened. And that's my memory of it. And yeah, like everybody else, we had such good memories, and you know, I think I can philosophize. We just saw each other for the summer. We never saw each other 365 days of the year. We saw ourselves for a few weeks in the summer. So we really appreciated each other. We didn't get sick of each other. So thanks a lot.
What's your most
The best one, I think Ted and I shared the same office. And Ted, I'd come in a little bit before 8. Ted would come in a little bit after 8. We'd sit down and do what I had to do. And so I get a phone call, and I take it. Ted was there sitting in the next desk right there. He said, "What the hell's that?" I said, "Well, Ted, you won't believe me. I'll talk to you later." "What the hell's that?" I said, "Ted, we're in trouble. The night before, I sent 3 of our yellow shirts and a light yellow shirt. I sent them home because the cops brought them in for malicious destruction of property. And I wasn't going to question it." He says, "Well, you're standing on good ground." I says, "Ted, this guy's grandson was one of the kids." "So what the hell you gonna get?" I said, "Ted, we are in front of the Supreme Court right now because this magistrate's son was one that I sent home. So that never anything came out of it. I got a letter from the magistrate, but that's about all. Now I can tell you stories all day long, and I'm just proud to be part of the situation.
And we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right, who's up next?
I'll say something on behalf of my parents. I'm Lindy Engel, Coach Roy Engel's daughter, and my brother Roger's here today. And we grew up at camp. The first year we went back was 1959. I was 8 months old. And the last year we went back, I was 15. So we spent every summer back there, and it was a huge part of our lives. And to just be involved with so many great families, and my mom and dad are both gone, but I'd like to think that they're up there with Ted. They're with us. Yeah.
We have anyone else? Come on, John.
Come on, Charlie. Charlie, I think you should say something.
I'll get up.
You wear a gray shirt to a white
Along with Roger, I was a camper, junior counselor for about 9 years in the camp. For those of you who came in the 70s and later, you might not have known that Ted actually lived right next to camp, ate his meals in camp, hung around camp, and actually played in softball or blooper ball games at night. Blooper ball was a ball a little bigger than a softball, and you would run over the ball with a bus to make it mushy. And at best, you could hit the ball into the outfield. The real strong guys could hit it over the fence. In the night games, Ted could hit it over the trees on Diamond 3. And the parents would come to watch it. When he didn't hit it over the fence, you knew about it also. Ted didn't really care who was around. If he didn't hit it well, he would yell and say some things that were fun. So that's my memories of Ted.
All right. Hey.
What about some other coaches? I know there's other coaches here. Do they not want to get up and say anything?
Coach Warrington probably has a story. You gotta have some fond memory. Some little camper.
Well, it's really nothing to do with Ted, but I was in charge of the living areas at one time down there. And I had a little low Volkswagen. And my wife and I had gone out that night, come back in, and coming through the front gate, here are some of the campers coming. And so I revved it up a little bit, and they start running through, and I'm going through in my little Volkswagen into the trees and everything else to try and get them back in. Well, naturally I didn't catch them. But I got out of the Volkswagen and walked down that middle aisle where all the cabins were, and one cabin was awful puffy in there, and they were all out of breath. And I knew they were the ones, but I didn't catch them one night. Another story is, of course, the camp staff kids were always the worst kids of all. Whether the girls were not allowed to walk down that middle path when the boys were there, and whether they were going out for pizza and not bringing it back in when they were supposed to. There was one night, cabin 10, never forget it, I go in there to check, and where's my son, Mark, who was in charge of the cabin? They don't want to tell me. So they point to him, he's in the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, but he's got the pizza box in his hand. Ice on it. Okay? So staff kids were kind of the bad kids in camp.
The boy.
No more coaches?
Joanne, you have a little story in honor of your dad.
fortunate enough to work for 10 years at Ted Williams Camp and bring down my whole family. And I must say they were the greatest babysitters you'd ever want to have. My daughter got to play tennis, learned to play tennis, eventually made the high school team because of it, and actually got to play with Ted Williams one day. So I said to her, who'd you play with today? She said, I played with Ted Williams. I said, well, do you know who you played with? She said, yeah, some guy. I said, it was Ted Williams. Well, big deal. So she didn't care very much about it, but I certainly did. He was the greatest as far as the families were concerned. He would walk into the family dining room, say hello to everybody, sign baseballs for us. He was just the greatest you possibly could imagine. All the stories you hear about him, as far as his anger, his temper, and what have you, never saw it with the families. Not one iota did you ever see it with the families. Gracious, one of the best people as far as working with families you'd ever want to imagine. And it was the greatest time. My son to this day said it was the best 10 years of his life. We were there for 10 weeks every summer. We had the catcher's gear on constantly, fished, the whole bit that everybody else did. But he did it for a living practically for 10 years. And he turned out to be quite a young man, and I credit Ted Williams Camp for a lot of it. Thank you.
Everybody's been waiting for him to show up.
Beach.
You don't have to ask him twice.
Tell us something funny.
I just told Jack Kentworthy that I had an operectomy. You know what an operectomy is, Zeke?
No, I don't.
That's when your eyeballs seem to be attached to your fanny. And you have a shitty outlook on life. But I'll tell you, this is great. This is terrific. And I really don't have, if you go by the camp today, I would buy the camp because I went to a Pawtucket Regional High School. There was a father out there near the sign, kid in a nice uniform, holding on to the sign, taking a picture. And I thought it was really great that the kid would know enough to do that with his father. It was really, really good. And I'm sorry I'm in tears, but it's just a reminder of everything that we've had, you know.
I was trying to say, I took a picture today. Was that today?
That was
It
today.
wasn't father and son, it was the two of us there.
I got the picture right here. Zeke, you weren't in uniform.
Here today. Rural auction.
Hey, can I have all you guys come on back over? Hey, everyone over here.
Joe's going to be auctioning off these DVDs. This is footage of 2008. We got this crew here. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
All right, ready for a great ball game?
Absolutely.
All right. I want Josh Becker to come over here. Where is Josh? We got Josh in the house.
Oh yeah.
Josh Beckett's pitching today, folks. Look at that. There's a concession stand here. Yeah, free drinks. Free drinks all day long here. Or maybe till 1, I don't know.
I remember the first year.
Okay, I'm getting the whole crew here. Go ahead, go ahead.
Joe, what is that? Batting tips from Ted?
I'll go for that.
Oh. There's my boy from Quincy here. How we doing today? All right. Joe, the auctioneer. He's auctioneer, promoter. We're going to call it Big L Promotions.
Alright. I got everybody here. These guys. How about these guys over here?
That's what we're auctioning off here. Eddie Wakis.
Johnny, Jack. Get those guys over there. Yeah. Alright. Okay, I have, like I was saying earlier, I have a Eddie Wakis 8x10 color autograph picture of Eddie Wakis that I'm auctioning off. And this is a program signed by Ozzie Smith. 2002.
Got a Williams sign for it.
Baseball Hall of Fame.
Okay, no cuddling.
That's next. Okay? And I'm going to auction these off. And the proceeds are going to go to the Jimmy Fund. Alright? I never did an auction before, but I'm going to do the best I can. Okay? Yeah, we'll start, I guess we'll start the bidding at, what, $10? $100. $10? You know what, $10? Yeah, $10.
All right, Joe's doing the auction. I'm going to come over here and see how the fans are doing here now. Here. I don't know what all these people are standing in line for here. These people are on line for something. More retreat.
He says, I never talked to the coach that way. You know he's
Yeah, the place is filling up.
No.
Excuse me, how many people does this place hold?
About 13,000.
13, alright. Now, we're going to be full today, I imagine, right?
Yep.
Alright. What's this line for?
To get into the bleachers. They want to go in where you are.
Oh, alright. Alright, back to the auction here. Well, Crown Vic down there. Hello. Alright. So I guess that's just there.
15 right here. Go. 20. $20 right here. Anyone else? 25. 25? No? Going once? Twice? 3 times. Sold right here.
Alright. The deal of the day. That's the steal of the day.
Thank you. Okay, we did a reunion 2 years ago, and most of you were here. I have CDs, okay?
DVDs.
Okay, CDs, DVDs. Alright? I'm going to leave them, alright? I'm going to leave them right here not on the floor, right here. Okay? I'm going to leave them on the bench. And, again, proceeds to go to the Jimmy Fund. Whatever you want to contribute, okay? Whatever you want to contribute, just put it in this box and you have a CD. Okay?
DVD.
Okay? So, anybody, you can take them. I made 50 of them up.
That's nice.
Alright? So, take what you want and we'll be all set. And I guess everybody enjoyed the game. I guess there's plenty of food too to go around. Because I think they're only to 1. Oh, during the game, Joe, let me tell you this. First of all, I got a call about an hour ago from Tom O'Connell. Tom will not be attending. He can't make it. He's down at a tournament in Pennsylvania, so he won't be here. Okay? During the game, okay, we're going to have tours of the park. All right? If anyone wants to go on a tour, the guy, Sean Dawson, in charge of operations of the camp, is going to show people around. They got a great, and me and Carol and a couple other folks walked around yesterday. The pictures are great. Ted and all the players, they came through the Red Sox in both the minor leagues and major leagues. It was fantastic. Going back to camp days, we came here, they had nothing like that. And it was fabulous. So I encourage you, when he asks you to go down, go ahead down. And it only takes about 5-10 minutes to walk. That's all. 10 minutes. 1:30? Okay. About 1:30, he'll come up and he can take you around. It's under the stands behind home plate. Goes all around home plate area.
It's definitely worth it.
And it is. It is worth it. It was nice. It was very nice. So I encourage you to go.
We'll have to get that on. We'll have to get that on video.
Does anyone else want to come up and say anything? Come on up and maybe some stories about camp, things you might want to say about camp. Anyone up here? We had 1 million people up last time. Anyone want to come up and say anything about camp? Any stories you had about Ted? Any stories that anyone has about Ted and their memories about Ted? We'd like you to come up. We'd like to hear them. And I think everybody would like to hear them.
Do you have any stories you want to tell about Ted? Any stories? Oh, come on. You always are.
I had a couple of stories last night, right? What's going on? No.
Get up. When were you ever?
Somebody must have went out drinking with Ted on a Friday night.
This is Art Gillespie.
Art Gillespie.
And I'm very proud to be part of the group.
Whoa!
Art,
Go ahead, start over.
I don't have any notes. They're in my own.
That's okay.
They're up here.
First of all, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Second, thank you for being part of what America should bow to and take advantage of. And I know the dollars are involved, but in my experience, I don't remember reprimanding anybody. I know damn well I did. But it's a very fine group of people, and you baseball players don't understand that my daughter, I don't know where
She's right here.
is from a 4-year-old, played with, just a minute.
Watch it.
Joni, probably what, 5-year-old? I don't know. And Robbie is the brother of Joni. He was what, a year or two younger.